Welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Daughters of the Cult. This is a docuseries. I'm not sure where it originally aired. Well, let's see where this is. Does it say? Come on, show me the picture. Oh, it's an ABC News Studios production. It's a 5-episode series. It is compiled. It's from 2024. Each of the episodes are about 41 or so minutes long each, and they tell a tale of through interviews and through recreations of a polygamous cult that was set in Mexico in the late 60s, 70s, and for a good amount of time. And the first episode, which is the only one I watched, covers that late 60s, early 70s era through the people who survived it in those interviews. And like I said, there's recreations of these people, people playing the parts of prominent cult leaders. I realize I find it very hard to understand how people get caught up in this, but there are tactics, and there are people who are impressionable, people who want to belong to something, people who want to feel like they're doing the right thing and are chosen for a purpose and a mission, because a lot of us do not feel that in our own lives without it being given to us. And so in this case, without being way too philosophical, before I get too philosophical, it's just men grabbing as many women as possible, giving them purpose, and then babies, and then giving them no way out by the threat, beyond the threat of, oh, God's going to curse you or excommunicate you or take you away from your children and your family. There's no way a mother is going to leave the cult and then leave her many, many, many babies. In many cases, some people had a half dozen of them. Leave them behind when they realize this is all really messed up. But also, they're not going to leave because under threat of death, because these people have amassed weapons, and it's all twisted up in their sermons where they make up BS about God. They claim it's biblical, and they twist the meanings, and they twist the history, they twist every reference in order to serve their own basic, disgusting needs. And I'm not going to kink shame anybody for wanting to be polyamorous and having partners as long as they're consenting adults. That is absolutely fine. You do that as long as nobody's being hurt, that's fine. But when you mix God and guns and threats of death and violence and children into marriage, you've got a mixture that is the definition of a cult. And little kids don't know that they are born into one, that they're moving to a different house every few weeks all around the country, trying to escape the eye of the FBI. Their mothers know. And the mothers and the children are all trained up in weaponry to commit acts of violence when they aren't having babies themselves and being forced into marriage with older men. Because, again, it all spouts out of this very rarely a true religious fervor based in any form of reality or truth. It is based out of the reprehensible desires of men who would manipulate and abuse people so they can feel powerful. They're weak, just awful people. It's the nicest way I can put it. But they're weak. They believe they're weak. They know they're weak. They know that there's no way a woman would probably touch them. Certainly not a child. If they were just decent human beings. So they twist God and the idea of God and the Word of God to their own ends so that they have power over others because they are weak, pathetic people. It's not a new thing. It's been happening for as long as time has existed. As long as we know of it, religion has always been used to manipulate people for the power and wealth of a few. It's even happening today. It's even happening in plain sight. Yeah. So if you have a stomach for this kind of thing, they don't get graphic or anything. It's not, it's not fetishy. It's not trying to be shocking or anything else. In fact, it's fairly restrained in the way a lot of these women and a man who was part of the cult, who was born into the cult, and even as a young man, kind of knew what was up, or at least he figured it out. And when he would just sort of rebel, he'd always get in trouble. He'd always be abused by a certain man, along with all of his siblings. And these people grew up in terror. There's just some people who are pathetic, not the people who are victimized. And again, there's some people who are victimized who somehow still make excuses for the people who harmed them. I don't get that either. But if you're interested in understanding what these things are, if you know somebody who's been involved in a cult or is currently in one, this may be upsetting for you. It might give you new insight as to what they're going through or did go through. I don't know. One episode was enough for me. It just, yeah, it's the man, Ervil LeBaron. This is the story of Ervil LeBaron and his cult, told by his handful of his many, many, many children. There is talk that it could have been upwards to 50, 55 children by so many sister wives, some adults, some not so much. So, yeah, if you got the stomach for it, give it a shot. And if you want understanding, thankfully it's not sensationalist. It's not like, you won't believe what happened next, and then cut to a commercial, then they'll reiterate the last 5 minutes of everything they said before the commercial, and then get to a disappointing conclusion. It's not that. It's not a tabloid kind of presentation. It's ABC News, whether you understand that or not as something that's legitimate. Yeah, so take it for what it's worth. you never know what you might get out of it. Again, one episode's enough for me. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. Just remember, though, if God and guns and sex are all kind of in the mixture, you might be in a cult. 92. All right. Another documentary. Understand that we have more documentaries than anything else remaining. I'm possibly into my last or second to last full quarter. This series will more than likely end unless Disney Plus, native Disney Plus content adds a lot of stuff in the next few months. More than likely, this could end in March at the very, very latest. Of course, the apps are going to combine at some point, and it's going to get messy, but I'm sticking to just Disney Plus stuff for now. But just so you know, a majority of what's left here is documentaries, and there's a whole lot more coming. Mostly National Geographic, but they're also in the same category. I have them lumped in with reality shows and concerts and, like the K-pop stuff. And I think the Miley Cyrus thing is out now. But in this case, we have another documentary film, not a series. This is Ocean with David Attenborough. Yeah. You should know that voice, maybe? I don't know. We're going to learn about the ocean. Ocean with David Attenborough on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.